put our own individual pieces into this puzzle, and I have been chosen to speak on behalf of those pieces. We'd like to thank our family, staff, and friends for helping us get to where we are tonight. Allow me to take you back in time and recreate our story. It all started in kindergarten with the relationships on the yard, the messy finger-painting disasters, playtime with our big buddies, the fights about who got the tricycle at playtime, and our disastrous days full of macaroni messes. We would like to say sorry to the custodial staff. Very quickly, grade 3 came around the corner and EQAO followed. We quickly realized how much work would be involved in our everyday curriculum. However, daily candy and funny videos from Miss Fisher helped reduce what we thought was stress. We finished our years with big trips to the African Lion Safari, and not to be forgotten was our first unofficial health lesson, which was accidentally watching a cow give birth at the Western Fair. Little did we know, stress was soon to come in the junior years. Our days and nights became full of multiplication tables, book reports, and French, and our bodies were put to the test when we were offered cross-country, track and field, junior volleyball, and basketball. We had many different opportunities to do things in the junior years, one of which was a biking trip to Greenway Park. Sadly, we never actually made it due to a popped tire. Again, not my favorite memory. But all the stress was worth it because, as Dr. Seuss once said, the more that you read, the more things you know, and the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. And so in grade 6, we went into the intimidating intermediate hallway. Our belief that we were all that and more was quickly shattered, and we had to develop independence and leadership to survive in the big hallway. Our titles were changed again, and we became Miss Glasgow's GCATs. Our other inner animal came out as we partied at the grade 6 dances. Out of all the grades 7 and 8 were the most difficult of them all. Balancing homework, friends, and family was difficult, but the rewarding activities and comfortable environment with Mrs. Russell and Mr. Thompson made everything seem so simple and like home. As a class, our puzzle started to take shape, and the skills that we developed as a team were put to the test. During gotcha assemblies, we were the big kids, and we were allowed to sit on the benches and watch the jealousy in the younger kids' eyes. We ran events such as Fun Fair, which was really not so fun when my cotton candy machine broke, but we persevered and kept the smiles on the kids' faces. We came together again in music and formed a great ensemble. Well, to be honest, we were great until we got our part-time instruments. Now we sound like a circus act. We were now part of the sports teams, which were coached by Mrs. Fleming, Mr. Bogart, Mrs. Russell, Mr. Thompson, and Mr. Hopper. Were all incredibly successful, no matter how frustrating and smelly we were at times. But it's not about the individual pieces, it's how they work together. Because alone, they are not as amazing and accomplished. Finally, the biggest class trip of our puzzle arrived. We woke up at 5 in the morning and loaded the bus to Ottawa. As we all know, there has to be one puker in the group. Bingo! From personal experience, I can tell you that the staff at Byron Somerset go above and beyond for every student that is lucky enough to come here. They go way beyond teaching and truly care for everyone. They even go into a busy Walmart to buy gravel in emergencies. Oh, and by the way, Dad, you owe Miss Marie $10. The trip was amazing, mostly because it brought us all closer and created more memories to add to the almost finished puzzle. Our trip went by quick, and before we knew it, we were back in London. My favorite part of the grade 8 year was the program that is offered called Big Buddies. We basically spend time reading and coloring with our little buddies. The reason that I want to share this with you is because I think it's important that for the kindergartens to have someone to look up to. It touches me to think that when we were all in kindergarten, we looked up to our big buddies. And now we have the privilege to be the role models that these kids look up to. In what seems like such a short time, they'll be like us with their finished puzzle in their class, graduating like we are today. Of course, this puzzle could not have been completed without the help of our teachers, who corrected our tests, coached our teams, and who taught us so many life lessons here at Byron Somerset. They were always there to catch us when we fell. Also, a big thank you goes out to our loved ones who cheered for us, cried with us, laughed with us, and most importantly, supported us as we added our puzzle pieces throughout the years. Whether they are here in the audience with us this evening, or are the loved ones whose memories we hold so closely in our hearts, I know how extremely proud they would be of us tonight and will be for always. But most of all, I'd like to thank my classmates who have been beside me since day one. and remains so still to this night. Words cannot describe how grateful I am to have you guys in my life. Although we are all going our separate ways, I want you all to take a piece of this puzzle with you and never forget our story. So thank you to all the people who are sitting in front of me for sitting by each other's sides through this journey. As we say goodbye to this stage of our lives, let us remember all the good times and how we faced our challenges with courage, determination, and optimism. I believe that we will all succeed if we put our minds to it and work hard to achieve our goals. I believe that we can all make a difference in this world. This was the only time we had together, so I hope as we journey down our separate paths, we'll take a piece of this puzzle we created with us. This piece will be a reminder of what we have learned and accomplished over the past 10 years. To my friends who have come into our puzzle later, I hope you are able to take as much from the school as I did. Nothing will ever replace our memories. I'd like to leave you with 2 quotes to remember as you start your next puzzles in life. As Dr. Seuss once said, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose." We are the Bar and Somerset Stars, so remember when choosing those directions, shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll end among the stars.
Say something quick off the script. We've been good friends since like day 1, and I don't think. Mr. Howard, will you please make your presentation to our valedictorian team?
That's a pretty tough act to follow.